Just when you thought it couldn't get any crazier, the World Health Organization on February 1st, 2023, published the zero draft of the WHO CA Plus for the consideration of the Intergovernmental Negotiating Body at its fourth meeting, which is scheduled for February 27th to March the 3rd. WHO CA Plus stands for the WHO Convention, Agreement, or other international instrument on pandemic prevention, preparedness, and response. I refer to it as the Hookah Plus because they must be smoking something if they think that we, the people of the world, are going to accept any portion of this proposal. In three separate places, on page 4, page 12, and page 22, the WHO attempts to assert itself by using language such as the following: recognizing the central role of WHO as the directing and coordinating authority on international health work, and mindful of the need for coordination with regional organizations, entities in the United Nations system, and other intergovernmental organizations, the WHO Director General shall, in accordance with terms set out herein, declare pandemics. Amongst the many other egregious overreaches for additional power, in Article 6, the WHO seeks to create the WHO Global Pandemic Supply Chain and Logistics Network that would enable it to determine the types and sizes of products needed for robust pandemic prevention, preparedness, and response. And in Article 7, introduces an absolutely frightening phrase. In Part 3 of Article 7, it says that during inter-pandemic times, all parties would commit to establish the mechanisms to coordinate, collaborate, facilitate, and incentivize manufacturers of pandemic-related products to transfer relevant technology and know-how to other manufacturers. It would encourage manufacturers to grant licenses to manufacturers in developing countries to use their intellectual property and other protected substances, products, technology, know-how, information, and knowledge to make more drugs and injectables, in particular for pre-pandemic and pandemic-related products. An entire new industry is being created to feed the pharmaceutical hospital emergency industrial complex, which would place the WHO in control of the pathogen access and benefit sharing system. The PABS system would cover all pathogens with pandemic potential, including their genomic sequences, as well as benefits that arise therefrom. Think about that. The WHO wants to be in control of all pathogens with pandemic potential, as well as access to the benefits that would arise therefrom. And by benefits, the WHO goes on to clearly state that 20% of the production of pandemic-related products would be pledged to the WHO, 10% as a donation, and 10% at affordable prices, and that commitments by countries where manufacturing facilities are located would facilitate the shipment to the WHO of these pandemic-related products by manufacturers around the world, and that parties to the Hookah Plus would support further development and operationalization of the PABS system in order to sustain the pharmaceutical hospital emergency industrial complex during inter-pandemic times. So apparently, according to the WHO, we are entering into an inter-pandemic time in which they wish to control access to all pathogens and receive 20% of all of the products that are manufactured around the world to be placed under their control. And in Article 20, the document details that the administrative organ of the Conference of the Parties would be composed of 2 presidents and 4 vice presidents. And in Article 35, it states that provisions of the Hookah Plus may be given effect as recommendations for all member states of the World Health Organization under Article 23 of the WHO Constitution. These documents are being proposed by unelected, unknown, unaccountable bureaucrats and technocrats who purport to represent the people of various nations, while the media and our government officials remain essentially silent in defense of our dignity, our human rights, and our fundamental freedoms. No one is going to save us from this, people. We have to rise up and save ourselves and say no to the amendments to the international health regulations and the proposed WHO CA+, commonly known as the Pandemic Treaty. For complete information, please visit stopthewho.com.